Okay, welcome back. Sorry, last time my wife was calling me. Hold on. My wife was calling me and I had to answer because it was her birthday. But anyway, so at where we were at that point, I was messaging one of the counselors, letting her know that the place wasn't for me and that is there any way, since I'm still furloughed, to treatment, that technically I could get readmitted to the treatment center and do another long-term treatment. That would kill off another 3 months, 2.5, 3 months of my sentence. Because all the time counts because I'm furloughed. I'm still on the count, technically. So that woman went out of her way and beyond and above and beyond for me, and I have nothing but gratitude and thanks for that woman. Because the second time around is when I finished changing myself. So, but when she got me back in, it was for short term, and just to get me there. And then once I'm there, we could figure out how to get me to be long term. So, but they couldn't come pick me up because I don't know. Maybe it was there was a snowstorm. I don't know. I don't remember why they couldn't pick me up. Maybe because it was short notice or something. So what I did was I had my wife come from where we are from, well, where she's from, but where I'm from now, and pick me up at the halfway house at nighttime when everybody's eating dinner, dip out of there, got brought back to the treatment center the next, well, I spent Christmas morning with my kids. I did. I spent overnight with my kids, and then I got picked up in the parking lot. They sent they couldn't get me till the next day. That's what it was. So I went and I spent the night with my kids and my wife, and I went to the Wise parking lot and they picked me up the next day, the next morning, or the next night, one of the two. So I make it back to the treatment center. This is insanity. Like, I haven't been reported as absconded yet. Nobody there believed that. I only told one person, and he was a friend of mine. His name was Jake. Now Jake overdosed and passed away a few years back, and R.I.P. to him, for real. He was a good kid. He just couldn't find his way. But I told him, and I said, when I leave, you can then tell everybody what I'm doing. I said, I'm just gonna go back to treatment. You know, they said I could come back, and I'm gonna head back there. My wife's gonna pick me up, but once I leave, and so there was a back door, and it was right next to my bedroom, and they called dinner, and everybody went down to dinner except me, and I had my bags packed already, and I was ready to go. So she pulled up, boom, I dipped out the back door, and I went home. And it wasn't my home at the time, but I went home, and they picked me up. I'm on my way back. I'm heading back, and I'm just so happy about it. But nobody reported me gone yet. Nobody reported me by the next morning or by the next day or night. Nobody had reported me gone. So I was technically still at the halfway house. So I get there, I meet with somebody, then they can then contact my lawyer, let him know that I came back because I didn't like the halfway house. He said, "That's okay, Mr. Cohen." And I was stressing. I was stressing hard because I didn't want another escape charge. And I was teetering on that, you know. But I took the chance. I took the chance because I'm not going to play with my life, man. I'm done playing with my life. I played with my life long enough. So my lawyer says, it's okay, Mr. Cohen, just chill there, you know, and we'll, you know, complete that, and we'll go from there. So I'm coming to the end of it, and we're contacting my lawyer again, and that man got me bail. He got me bail. But I wasn't sentenced yet. So then COVID hits. I bail out, I go home my wife's family agrees to let me come home and come to there, parole to there. So I went there and I met my PO over the phone because COVID hit. So I never met my PO, not once in 2 years. But I was on bail and fighting my case for a while, like a year on bail, continuing, and then it finally came, and sentencing day was here, and I didn't know whether I was gonna go upstate. I didn't know whether I was gonna get another county bid and have to go back. I didn't know if I was going to get sentenced and given parole. I didn't know. So, I knew there was options. And I knew my lawyer was going to ask for those things. But I didn't know what was going to happen. Because I had a high gravity score by this point. I got maxed out on my other case, so I have that now. I'm like a 4. I'm like a 3 or 4. And, I get sentenced, and my lawyer gets me DRC, which is Daily Reporting Program. I got the 9 to 23. I got 5 months served because I spent 5 months in rehab. So I only had to do 2 years, a year and a half, almost a year and a half, a little less than a year and a half. So, I'm ecstatic. I sit down, I damn near cry and break down in the courtroom, waiting for my fucking complete my sentencing paper. I get the daily reporting program. I complete that. Only person, as far as up to me, to have perfect attendance and perfect urine tests there. I immediately complete that within the amount of time I could complete. I think it was 8 months. But you go down. You don't have to report every single day after like the first, like, I don't know, whatever phase or whatever. But so I complete that. I have parole. I complete that, and I'm finally coming to the day where I'm gonna be off of everything for the first time since I'm 18 years old. I am now 20. At this point, I'm 26. I think 20 something. I'm older. I'm much older than 18. Almost 10 years. I think I was on papers for 10 or 11 years altogether. At this point, my first son's mother drops the keeps it on for a little while, but then drops it, so I don't have to worry about that anymore. My taxes pay off the back pay, that gets paid. So I'm working since the day I came home in the puppy stores because my wife's family offers me this job immediately. I get a car. We then have 2 cars, same matching cars, Ford Focuses. That we then move out. We have our kids. We bring the kids with us. So then we have the three kids, and then the one lives with her father. And then we have a baby. We have another son. He's my namesake. He's the lead third. So now we have them and the baby. We get a dog. We get another dog. We get another dog, and then we inherit a dog by accident because our daughter wanted a dog, but her house wasn't ready yet. We then run into some financial troubles. Everything gets crazy. We find out her sister has cancer because she went to the doctor with stomach pains. She was an addict herself, so she couldn't really feel what was going on in her body. They life-flighted her to Philadelphia because she wound up having a cancerous tumor that burst inside of her stomach. They diagnosed her with colon cancer. She was in a coma, came out of coma, couldn't speak, then got a little bit better to where she could speak and survive for right now, but it wasn't going to be long. So the kids start staying, and we tell them to stay at their friend's house and their family's house, and we bring her sister home. we're her hospice takers pretty much. They come in every every day and see what's going on and take care of her, whatever. But we're her hospice care workers, and we tried to give her. Well, my wife tried to give her every meal that she loved. We tried to love her as hard as we could, and she went into back into a coma with a smile on her face, knowing that she was passing away, but knowing that people were there that loved her, and she was home. You know, it got pretty graphic, to say the least, with her. It was pretty traumatizing for both of us, and on her last moment of life, I was there checking her pulse, and my wife was holding her hand because something woke my wife up, telling her that it was time. So I wound up feeling her last heartbeat while she held her hand, and she passed away. That sent my wife into a pretty rough spiral, and we struggled for 2022 and 2023 hard, man. Our whole family. Our son wound up going back with his grandmother. The other son went with his father much earlier than this point, almost immediately after we moved in to the new house, to this house. So we just have our daughter and our baby son, and our other daughter's in and out every once in a while, but we struggle. We struggle for 2022, 2023, like I said. And no drug use as thus far. And then here we are, 2024, coming into 2024, and we're still a little bit struggling, man. We moved again, and then we moved again, because the first move was into her baby father's house, which just wound up to be no good. Not the house, but the situation. But we're here, man. We're still struggling, but we have another house. It's a pretty decent house, and we're comfortable in it, and we have a vehicle that we pay on, and I'm trying to get my credit better, and life is slowly getting better. I'm working. My wife is home with the kids, and she just had a surgery. She got a bladder sling in. So, we're here, man, and I have much more that I left out to that story, my whole childhood story. But I figured I'd give you guys an idea of who I am right now. I'm a clean, sober for 7, 8 years. I work my ass off for my family, and I love my family. The moral of the story is that, if I can come from where I came from, doing in damn near my entire 20s, from like 19 all the way up in jail, in and out of jail and treatment, and just not getting it. To coming home and completely flipping the script and being a hard-working, clean individual that just cares for his family. Anybody could do it, man. Anybody could do it. I have both ends of it. I have addiction and jail. It don't gotta be prison, man. Same things that happen in prison happen in jail, because people don't know what they're facing. Some may be just going home, So you never know what could really pop off in there, and it could get really crazy depending on where you're at in your situation and what you're doing, So I think that if you are strong mentally and you don't let your thoughts hijack your brain, and you love yourself enough, anybody can turn it around and pull out of it, So like, I just thank God every day that I wake up and that I'm a statistic of a good end, not a bad end. I pray I pray for the families that lose their loved ones to addiction, and I see on the other side now what I put my parents through. It's not easy. It's not easy because I have a nephew that struggles with addiction, and other people that struggle with addiction, and you just come to a realization that you can't do anything but be there for them, because if they don't want it, they don't want it. And you just gotta watch it. And that's unfortunate, if you choose to. But hey, man, that's my adult life story. Now we're gonna move on to other things. Hopefully, start some interviews or whatever. Or, I don't know yet. I'll figure it out. Just like I'll figure life out. Thanks, man. Y'all have a good day. Keep your nose clean. Keep your head down and stay out of trouble. This is County Life.